Hello everyone, Kristina here. Welcome to another live stream here at my YouTube channel. I'm excited to do a little bit of crafting with you tonight. My plan is to use some products from my most recent release with the stamp set from an older release, which after I looked into it, unfortunately has not been restocked. So I apologize, but some of you, I'm assuming many of you, because it's sold out, did pick up the stamp set. So you might be looking for a way to use it. It's a pretty straightforward greeting set. So it's really not that, crazy. But anyway, let's get into it. Let's switch over here. Ta-da! This is what we're going to be using today. So I have the bold background stamp, the Spring Bloom Inlay dies, and then I'm going to be using the Checking In stamp set as well as the dies. I'm thinking I'll probably die cut the greeting itself to have it kind of pop up on top of the inlay die cut of the flower. So I will most likely need that kind of shadow layer so that I can have it popped up above the die cut. So here we go. We're going to start with the background stamp. We're going to do a really fun background. And I'm also thinking, do I want to do a 5x7 card? Maybe. Actually, I don't think we will, because this background stamp, I guess I could try to repeat it. No, I don't want to repeat it. We'll just go with an A2 sized card. So you see how that background, how it like ink blends from like different colors vertically, and then you have the stamped image right on top, and it also transitions from color to color to color. That is the plan. I thought that'd be really fun just to do some ink blending. Okay. I'm going to be using some of the new colors from Concord at Night. So here are the 6 new colors. That starfruit looks practically neon on screen. I'm just going to pick 4 colors. I really love Plumberry and I love Pimento. Why don't we do, I think that would blend really pretty right there. And I think that would blend really, really nice too. So unfortunately, Pistachio and Brickyard will not be used today. We're going to do Plumberry, Pimento, Starfruit, and Lakefront. Hello, Editing Kristina here. I'm just hopping in to let you know that when I was ink blending these colors, I purposely ink blended them a little bit on the lighter side so that when I go to stamp that background stamp over the top, that, this blended part isn't too dark. I am going to eventually go back and darken it up a little bit, but for now, I kept it pretty light. This will give us the opportunity when I do the background that I can have the color distribution a little bit more even. And then possibly if I come back and ink blend again, I can kind of blend the colors even more. All right, I'm going to try to get this centered the best I can. Unfortunately, this stamp is exactly 5.5 inches wide. So you really do need to like take a moment and, get it in the right position. Okay, I always have to like feel for the etching on the front of or on the side of the stamp wheel, because I want to make sure it's on the right side. Oh no, is it going to pull up the... Okay, it didn't. Okay. All right, so I'm going to start with Plumberry. It needs to be over here. So I'm holding my finger on it so I do the right run. It's basically just this edge. So... And then... This is something I did not do on the original sample, but I'm just going to soften this edge here a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. And then come in and do this. Okay. Lift this up carefully, hoping it doesn't move. Did not move. Lovely. All right. And then without cleaning the stamp off, because I kind of want to see where the ink was, I'm going to come in with Pimento and just kind of walk that right there. Take that same blending brush, kind of soften the edge there, kind of come over here. I think I got a little bit of that Plumberry on the brush, but that's okay. stamp that down. There we go. Oh yeah, we're getting that little blend there. Now, starfruit does have that kind of yellowness to it, so I am going to clean off my stamp now. So I'm just going to take, let's see, I'll just do this starfruit like right down this center here. But the ink is safe. Okay, putting that starfruit down. Looks like it needs more starfruit, so I'm going to stamp that one more time. I did not blend that. That's okay. Yeah, there we go. And then lakefront on this far edge. I want to make sure I'm not going to take over that starfruit, and I'm going to blend it out a little bit. Okay. Hopefully I got enough of that blue. Might have to stamp it a second time. Not bad. That's pretty good. All right, so now I love that I can like spray this on top and everything underneath is still protected. I love that about the stamp wheel. So I'm going to, this is just the Ultra Clean Spray, like a stamp cleaner from Simon Says Stamp. I'll use that with the Hero Arts block scrubber. And it's just a way to clean your stamps well. However, this is a very oily and greasy stamp cleaner. So after I use it, I like to follow up with a baby wipe. And it just takes kind of like that oily greasiness off, and it also picks up a little bit more ink. Stamp is a little stained where I had the plumberry and the pimento, but not bad. I'm going to peel up my project here, and then I'm going to clean this on the inside. It'll probably stain. Yeah, it totally stained. You know, it's just a well-loved stamp tool at this point, right? I'm going to come back to our ink blending paper. Do a little more ink blending. Get a little more of that color on it so that it's nice and saturated. Editing Kristina back. So then I ink blended over those areas once more just to intensify the color. I really liked the more intense color, but I just wasn't sure when I stamped on top if it would be visible. So I just went back over it after I already had done my stamping, and it worked out really well. Okay, I love that, and I don't have ink all over my hands, so I call that a successful ink blending session. Here are the Spring Bloom Inlay dies. I'm thinking we're going to do the little outline in gold. So we have a little bit of die cutting to do. Okay, so these little interior pieces, I don't need to worry about. I just need this outline. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. So the new C9 colors, here is the 2025 color collection, 2 each of the 6 colors. So I can just sort of cut little areas of each. I'm going to go around the flower first. Do the little interiors. And then we have our lovely little base layer. And you can just like get that in the right spot. I'm going to grab a little pickup tool. I'm going to use one from Trinity Stamps. That'll just make it easier to pick things up and get them in place. So we'll put the Brickyard stuff in first. I just pop that in place. Is that one? It is. What is this? Oh, it's this right here. It really is like doing a puzzle, isn't it? When I was making tons of these flowers, when I was making all my cards for the release, I actually like arranged them in the way they were supposed to be assembled, and it made it so much faster. The dots in the center here are all the same size, so it doesn't matter where I put them. That starfruit's kind of really similar to the gold shade there. All right, now we'll do our plumberry. So cute. I love that flower. Okay, so we'll do the pistachio, like the lighter color on top. So cute. I almost want to do plumberry for the centers of those. Did I cut enough of them? I don't think I did. Oh, wait, maybe I did. And I want more plumberry because I think of all of the colors, the new colors that came out last week, I think plumberry is my favorite. Just because it's a really unusual purple. Yeah, I like that. So it's just stacked up a little bit. Okay. All right, have to decide. I think I do want the blue at the top. We'll put lakefront at the top. Oh, no, don't adhere yet. I'm not ready. There we go. Looks like I have a little bit of white peeking out on the edges, which is annoying. I'm gonna use my Tim Holtz rotary trimmer to clean that up. That's the only trimmer I trust to like get a really clean cut when it's such a little sliver. Ah, beautiful. Gorgeous. Okay. We just want a darker version. Scrap paper. We're just gonna protect my plate because it's a brand new plate. Okay. Because that's gonna go right there, and then we'll go like this, and then we'll do that face down. There we go. And they'll just be a little popped up. It's all good. Ew, this isn't the right one. It's this one. As it dries, it will actually dry back quite a bit. It won't be as dark as it is now. Oh yeah, I like that better. It's very jewel tone, isn't it? Oh yeah, so much better. Okay, let's figure out our greeting. I think I want to do just like a sentiment strip or something because it's, I don't want to cover up the background. So maybe just like a really thin little greeting at the bottom. But, well, the stamp set does have some smaller greetings, I think. Yeah, there are. There's just a couple. I could do like, how are you doing? Miss you so much. You okay? You deserve only the best. Ooh, that would be pretty. Like maybe do the flower right there and then you deserve only the best and have it in either white embossing or gold embossing. That could be pretty. But I also like the idea of having just like a thin strip popped up. Hold on, let me take a glance. See if there's another grading I want to use instead in a different stamp set. And if not, I always have all of my sentiment strips from Simus' Stamp. Okay, I like this. We'll do black cardstock with a white embossed grading. And there's some good like single line sentiments in this one. You've got this, hang in there, sending hugs. How about just sending hugs? Just simple. Just a small little grading. Okay. Anti-static powder tool. And then white pigment ink. Sometimes I like to stamp it a couple of times in white pigment ink because I'll just let it just barely touch the cardstock. And then I'll stamp it one more time so it's really solid. There we go. Got my white embossing powder. I'll move this away. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at this. Oh, hold on. Before we do that, I will clean up the extra powder that's around it. I'm going to let it cool off. Make sure it's nice and cool. And then you just take a microfiber towel, a little bit of elbow grease, and it takes off all that extra powder. And then look, it's all nice and crisp. Oh, Hero Arts Black is so good. I do have in my essentials a little strip that I can use to die cut this out. Ta-da! We can just use that one. This is Kristina's Essentials dies. You know what though? Yeah, we'll just do that. Beautiful. And then I can just cut that one end. I'm debating if I want to do an outer frame in gold. So let's get this assembled. Cut this little, there we go. Then we can put this all together. All right, let's do this outer frame first. And I'm just gonna get this sized up. Like, is it the right size? Yes, sometimes it's a little off depending on my measurements. So I just wanted to check. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of glue right on the edge of the card. Just very carefully lay this down. Get it right on the edge. Oh, that looks so much better with the inked leaves. All right, we'll just get this kind of centered just like that. Okay. All right, and then we'll put that right there. It's a little off center. I'm okay with that. I want it to be over the stem. Lovely. So here is the finished card for tonight, using basically almost every single color in the new 2025 collection of colors from Concord and Ninth. Did a little more intense lakefront on the bottom of those leaves. Love how that turned out. I love this ink blend. It's kind of like a really rich rainbow. Gives it a really different look, like very jewel toned, right? And I think having the gold edge really just lends itself to that as well. So everything I use is listed down below in the video description. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be back later this week with a card video and a special announcement on Friday. If any of you have been watching lives for a while, you might be able to guess what that announcement will be on Friday. I'm very excited, and I hope you'll come back and say hello then. I think I'll probably be live on Friday when I do that, so we'll do that. I might schedule it. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will catch you guys next time.